Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Floyd Mayweather speaks on Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. Now, new media, we back. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope everyone enjoyed Christmas. I've been a little busy with this dynasty shit, right? So some people reached out, and I know what they're doing because new media is just getting bigger. Ego's army is just getting bigger. We gaining steam, and we had a great year. Boxing Ego had a great year. Do the research, right? So what they do is when a celebrity fighter or whoever, they think he's countering something I said, what they try to do is the casuals come and like, oh, hey, why don't you make a video about this? Sure thing. Not a problem. I'll make a video about whatever. I don't duck or dodge topics. I talk about the hottest trending topics in the sport. And Floyd Mayweather did a recent interview with Fight Hype. Shout out to them. Link in the description in case you want to take a listen to it. And he talked about the prospects of Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder. Now, the way some people, and again, I could tell what they're doing, the way they contacted me, they made it like Floyd Mayweather said something vastly different than anything I've said regarding Joshua Wilder. That's how I could tell a lot of y'all are emotional. But if you listen to this interview, he did say Anthony Joshua is the A side. He says he's not a star in America, but you put him anywhere in his country and in the UK, and the numbers are going to show up. He says my name also holds weight, so you put me anywhere, and the name's going to show up. So this is not even about Floyd. So we know Floyd, his numbers, this and that and the third, right? And the funny thing is, the casuals, they act like anyone said. I didn't even say anything different than what Floyd said with Joshua being the A side. I've acknowledged that Anthony Joshua is the A side. So once again, some of you guys are so emotional that you have selective hearing. You're not even listening. My biggest thing, the biggest thing is I want to see the fight. Joshua versus Wilder. Joshua's like, oh, you take away 1 to 2 weapons from Deontay Wilder and he'll lose confidence and I feel like I can knock him out. Wilder's screaming bomb squad and saying I'll knock him out maybe in the first round. I want to see it. You know what I mean? Y'all got to strip the emotion away. I want to see the fight. Nobody said that AJ is not a big star. So I don't even understand why y'all even would want me to talk about this as if Floyd proved me wrong. We know Anthony Joshua is the A side, right? That's one thing. Second, just FYI, I gotta throw this out here. Floyd is not the Encyclopedia Britannica of boxing. Does he have a lot of knowledge? Is he a great fighter? Yes, of course. But you act like just because Floyd says something, automatically I have to agree. And that is not the case. He's also talked favorably about Donald Sterling, Donald Trump, you know what I mean? All lives matter. Even when you're talking about boxing, he said Robert Guerrero versus Danny Garcia, Robert Guerrero won or is a draw. So once again, Floyd is not exempt from getting it wrong. But in this case with Joshua and Wilder, I don't think he said anything wrong. He paid both guys respect. He just said the UK is a hotbed and Anthony Joshua is doing numbers, period. So, I mean, I have no problem with that. He also said it's a good fight and Wilder went out and did what the fuck he had to do versus Bermane Stiverne. There's a correction though. He said, and he should know this because Bermane Stiverne trains in the Mayweather gym often, right? He says Bermane Stiverne is 40 years old and he's 6 feet tall, which is absolutely not the case, right? Because I've interviewed Bermane Stiverne and I'm taller than Bermane Stiverne, but I can typically gauge the eye test. He's at least like a 6'2", 6'2 and a half. The dude is pretty big and he's not quite 40. And Vasyl Lomachenko just beat a guy that is Bermane Stiverne's age and everyone gives him all the credit in the world. So, you know what I mean? That's nothing. And if anyone were to beat Floyd, who's age 40, then they would get the credit in the world. Now, I'm not comparing Stiverne to Floyd. I'm just saying that There's been guys who've been older in the sport, like Juan Manuel Marquez or Sergio Martinez, and they start pushing 40, like Cotto. He beat a 40-year-old Sergio Martinez. We still gave him credit, even though we know Sergio had a bum knee. You know what I mean? But that's the least of my concerns. Bottom line, Joshua Wilder is a good fight. There's a lot of detractors, a lot of diehard radical Joshua fans, UK fans, or whatever, that they're talking the talk, but when it comes to making a fight, there's a bunch of, oh, we got to overpay this guy. Like, you're not the promoter. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn and them are doing that type of stuff. Oh, we got to overpay this guy, and he's not worth it, and 7 times. That's my whole point, is who is Joshua going to fight then? You know what I mean? If you don't fight Joseph Parker, you don't fight Deontay Wilder like the fans want, I mean, what's the point? At least you beat those guys, and you become a unified champion, and you could become undisputed if you got 2 more pieces of the puzzle. And so, I mean, that's my thought. Everyone, I don't really care, Floyd or Bernard Hopkins, all these guys can have an opinion on who would win, who they think would win, and stuff like that. Nobody's saying Joshua is not a star, but like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys present this stuff and, oh yeah, what about this? Haha. Like Floyd proved me wrong. You know what I mean? That's his opinion. He's a grown ass man. He's entitled to his opinion. But bottom line, I want to see the fight. And instead of saying what you can exploit, show the world what you can exploit. Floyd also said in this interview that Joshua showed the heart of a lion, getting hit by Klitschko and getting back up, which is true. That's my fight of the year for 2017. I think it gave everything that the fans wanted. However, from my boxing brain, if Wilder gets you hurt with that right hand, there is no coming back like that, where you get to, he did show resolve and heart of a champion versus Klitschko, but Klitschko, we seen how versus Tyson Fury even, right? He was very hesitant. Tyson Fury was having his way early, and then you didn't really see Klitschko going for it. Same thing with Klitschko and Joshua. He kind of let Joshua off the hook. He got hurt, got back up, then he hurt Joshua, I think, the very next round, and then he allowed Joshua to recharge. There is no recharging with Deontay Wilder. Either he's going to pile it on and throw consecutive haymakers till the ref stops it, or you get knocked the fuck out. Or he gets knocked out for being too aggressive, or gets caught with the counter or something. Those are really the 3 options that I've seen when Wilder gets someone hurt. And thus far in 38 fights, nobody's been able to survive the onslaught. You guys get me? So that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. But Floyd didn't really reinvent the wheel as far as I'm concerned. He said Joshua is a star. I want to see how these guys perform in Vegas or other parts, not just in New York. You know what I mean? But Wilder fought 2 times this year, and he fought Gerald Washington at home, and I'm pretty sure it had a good crowd. So I mean, that's the least of my concerns. We know who the A side is, but as I've said before, and I'm not changing because Floyd did this interview, I said the same thing, and I'm going to remain true to what I said. The bottom line is this: there's only a handful of, the heavyweight division is kind of back, meaning there's more interest, and there's multiple people who could, I guess, take the reins. Besides when the Klitschkos were around, it was really, if your last name wasn't Klitschko, you weren't winning. You couldn't beat Vitaly. You couldn't beat Vladimir. That's how it was. You know what I mean? So now there's more interest. You got a couple wild cards, the Joseph Parker, Tyson Furies, and then you have champions like Wilder and AJ. So it's getting pretty interesting, right? But at the end of the day, people just want to see the fight. And for me, the thing is this, when it comes to, in the case of Anthony Joshua, he's a good fighter. He's a good ambassador for the sport. I like his demeanor, things like that. But we just want to see the fight. From what I've seen, the fan interest, if you could exploit and limit Wilder to not use his right hand and all the things you're saying in the interview, let's see it, period. And Floyd he says he thinks Wilder should go to the UK. Wilder already acknowledged that he'll go to the UK. You know what I mean? Wilder's just trying to get paid. If I got to do all this, I got to go to the UK and give him home court advantage and stuff like that. I know it's going to be a big fight. Then you got to pay like you weigh. And see, this is what gets these promoters in a pickle, if you will. And let me break it down for you guys. The promoters will tell you all of the positive accolades about their fighter. Oh, he's the A side. Oh, we put out tickets and 15 minutes later, they all sold like hotcakes. The tickets are just going, right? He's a massive star. Everybody loves him. He can't walk into Target without being noticed and paparazzi taking pictures. Okay, great. So when another fighter knows he's gonna fight this massive star, this big star, then guess what? They're gonna want to get fucking paid. Period. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, let's say I worked at a job. Let's say I worked at Walmart, which I never would unless I had to. But let's say I worked at Walmart and I was getting $10 an hour, right? And then I go to a biotech company that my friends work at, and they're making $20 to $30 an hour, and they got started off at $17 an hour or something crazy. So to me, that stipulates that that company, for that line of work, they have it. They have, you know what I mean? They have it. They have that type of budget to ration out for payroll, right? So despite how much I made at Walmart, if I know I'm going to fight, or excuse me, if I'm going to work at that company, then yeah, I'm going to try to see how much I could get out of the equation. I'm not going to be like, oh, I only got $10 at Walmart, so, you know, you just have to pay me $11. I'm going to try to max it out. And I really don't think it's different for any fighters. Canelo, Golovkin, Wilder, Joshua, this is their livelihood. They got families and kids and stuff. They're all trying to get the maximum dollar. You might start a brutal sport like boxing for the love of boxing, but when you see there's money that can be made and you start making those paychecks, then I'm pretty sure no one's trying to get shortchanged. So Wilder asking for 50-50, I still feel the same. That's his starting point with negotiations. Does that mean that's where he'll land? No. But again, it's called negotiations. They're not supposed to be one-way traffic. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao refused $40 million when Floyd offered it to him, right? $40 million, and in the end, he ended up getting more. So it made sense to him. Daniel Jacobs versus Golovkin, he didn't want the 75-25 mandated WBA split in December. So they kept at it, and they made the fight by March. The fight happened March of this year, and he got more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's negotiations. If Wilder wants to start at 50-50, 60-40, or something you feel is unrealistic, that's what negotiations are for. Like, hey, we can't give you this, but what about this? And then you give or take, and you compromise in certain areas, and you see what you can come up with. It's very simple. Again, I just want to see the fight. And I also said this, and I also believe this. Joshua, the unifications, aside from Tyson Fury, which is a wild card, we don't know how he's going to come back to the sport, if he's going to be the same fighter till he does it. Those unifications are the biggest fights, especially the Wilder fight. And you'll get a lot of credit for knocking out a knockout artist. Floyd even said it. He says AJ's a knockout artist and Wilder's a knockout artist. You know what I'm saying? So the fan interest should be there. It'll be a big fight. So maybe you do have to concede and pay Wilder more money than you think he's worth. You know what I mean? 7 times. It's a unification. Otherwise, you're going to say, oh, Wilder's not being realistic. We have to pay him 7 times more than he's worth. And then you're just going to go your whole career without unifying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it would behoove you to actually try to get it done. Again, even though Joshua, I'm not saying he has to. That's something people are getting confused. I'm not saying he has to do anything. But are you going to just keep fighting Kubrat Pulevs and Carlos Takams? Fights where you can, you know what I mean, make whatever type of money you make? Or are you going to make the mega fight the fans want and unify? And if you are victorious, you'll get a belt. Now, the final thing I'll say about the Floyd Mayweather interview, and I'm pretty much done with this video, is it's easier said than done. For example, Floyd Mayweather had opportunities to fight outside of Vegas, and a lot of times he doesn't. So, you know what I mean? It's easy for him to say, oh, my name holds weight and these other fighters should move around, but he didn't really move around. He came from Grand Rapids and he settled in Las Vegas, and that's where he made a name for himself, and it blew up, so he stayed in Vegas. But how much money would it be if Floyd Mayweather went over and fought, I can't think of somebody, but Keith Thurman or somebody at the Barclays, you know what I mean, or in New York? Because New Yorkers don't get the opportunity to see Floyd, not for like a book release or a club appearance. I'm talking about for a fight. You know what I mean? Or even better, if he's telling Wilder to go to the UK, he could have easily went to the UK to fight Kell Brook or the guy he actually fought, which was Ricky Hatton. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's easy for Floyd to say with somebody else's career, now his career's over. Like, hey, the money's in the UK. Okay, so fight Ricky. You could have fought Ricky Hatton in the UK if there's so much money there. You know what I mean? Could have fought Kell Brook before he took the Golovkin fight. You know what I'm saying? So you can nitpick, and like I said, anyone could judge someone else's career from the outside looking in about what they could have did or should have did. So that's my synopsis on the story. Again, I want to see the fight Wilder Joshua, and no matter if you're a boxing legend or not, that's not going to change my views on it. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.